What is up YouTube, Zinx123 here, coming you guys with a brand new video. So I decided that I'm not the best at COD, but I do know a couple things here and there, so I thought I was going to make a couple of tutorials, well not only tutorials but like how-to videos basically, and this is going to be how to be good at COD, like the basics. So I know I'm in custom games and there's a reason behind this. I'll explain when the game loads. I'm not playing against bots, but I'm using Black Ops 3 Nuketown as an example, because this is a map where I know spawns most, and you all probably know what spawns are. It's where a player spawns after they die or when the match starts, and in my personal opinion, I think one of the most important parts about COD is actually knowing the spawns, because if you don't know the spawns, then what good is playing the game to you? Because someone could easily spawn behind you and kill you, like on the smaller maps like Nuketown, Combine. These are just Black Ops 3 maps, and then like on Infinite Warfare, like Genesis, I think. Maps like this and Shipment, I know it's hard to learn the spawns on that, but you can learn the spawns, and if you learn the spawns, it's very, very helpful. And the reasons why it's helpful is because if you learn the spawns, you know where they spawn. After you kill them, you know where they could possibly spawn, and you know where they could possibly be spawning. So the first spawns that I know of are, I'm not saying I know all the spawns and stuff, but these are the spawns that I know. They can spawn back here, in any of this area. They can spawn here, in that area. They can spawn here. They can spawn along here. They can spawn over there, where I've just shot. They can spawn there as well. They can spawn there. In this part of the map, there's not many places I can spawn. They can spawn here, but it's pretty rare. It's most common on free-for-all, probably. And this is a big place for them to spawn. Here, they spawn often a lot. So, they're like the main sort of spawns, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, they can spawn there as also 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 spawns that I know of just off the top of my head, and that's because I learned them from spawn trapping. So if you learn the spawns, it will help you massively when you're playing the game. So like if I was to go into a game of free-for-all now, which I am going to do in a second, I'll show you how important the spawns are to know. So the spawns are just so important, because without knowing the spawns and stuff, you can't know where they're going to spawn, what's going to happen. But with knowing the spawns, there's more chance of you knowing where they're going to be and what's going to happen without you actually having a UAV up. So it's just something to do before you get the UAV, which I'm assuming that you can do, get a UAV. And having gun skill is a very, very big part of COD. But if you don't know the spawns and stuff, you're not going to get very far, because you don't know what's going on. So they were just the spawns that I know off the top of my head. And yeah, like I've already said many times, spawns are very important. Gun skill is still obviously very important, but you can be a pretty average player or just above average player, and if you learn the spawns, it can automatically make you a semi-decent player, like above average, like a semi-decent player, which is a pretty big jump, to be fair. Like you could, instead of finishing the game like with a 1 KD or a 1 kill to death ratio, you could end up finishing with like maybe just below a 2, or maybe like maybe just above a 2, which is quite good. So I'm gonna quickly jump into a game of free-for-all now. I'll catch you in a second. So what is up YouTube, I am back. So I don't know what was going on with all that weird echoing last time, and if it's gonna happen again. Don't know if you heard it, but while I was editing the video, I definitely did. So this is the extra part I'm adding on of the gameplay, so just watch my gameplay and watch what I do. I always check their spawns, like the spawns that I know that they will probably spawn at. I didn't have the world's best game, if I'm being honest. It's average. I'm gonna say I finished like 30 and 6, pretty decent. I think I died like 2 times at the end, so I kinda choked, but don't really matter. Pretty decent game though, if I'm being honest. So hope you do enjoy this tutorial. It's sort of like the very basics of like what you need to know, like that you need to know spawn. In my opinion, you need to know the spawns of people when you're playing this game, because if you don't know the spawns, then you're kind of screwed, because the spawns help you learn where they are and help you learn where they could be, which is why learning spawns is so important in my opinion. And I'm always checking the places where they usually spawn. Like right now, I went to check both the spawns. I missed a player, I think. Yeah, I'll go back to them though now. I was playing pretty decent, not gonna lie. I did have a couple. No, this was my first game on, so my accuracy isn't the greatest, as you just saw there. It's not the world's best, but first game on. And then after this, I did have a couple more games to try and see if I could improve, but couldn't improve. So I just thought, why not upload this? It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And I really didn't do too well at the start, if I'm being honest. I think I died like 3 times close to the start. But in the weekly leaderboards, I did get ranked 17th in the world, which isn't bad, if I'm being honest. Like, the games I had wasn't great, but I did finish them quick, and I did get a high score, average score per minute. For my average score per minute, it was like, it was around 600. I'm gonna say, I'm probably wrong, but I know that I was around. See, I just picked someone off spawn then, but I did get 17th in weekly leaderboards in free for all. But if you didn't actually know, I'm gonna be uploading a bit less now because of school and stuff, and well, not uploading less. It's just that while I'm at school, it's hard. I don't have enough time to like record the video, edit the video, and do audio over the video all in the same night. So I will have to like do a video once every 2 nights and live streams weekends now, which is really annoying. I made a whole video talking about that, but I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make more like tutorial videos, more like how-to videos, not as much tutorials, but like basic how-tos. Like this is probably going to be called like Black Ops, how to be good at any Black Ops, and then I'll probably like brackets easy, because it's the basics. It makes you good. Like if you know the spawns, if you look at all the good players, they 100% know the spawns on most maps. The maps that I know most of them on is Nuketown, obviously. Other ones I know I'm on Breach. I know I'm on Combine. But when I did play free for all earlier today, a lot of the players were camping with flipping breckies in corners, which is really annoying, because I did have a pretty decent start to the game until they started camping. But anyway, hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. It was, you know, the basics and like how to be good about spawn trapping. If you could leave a like, I'd appreciate that. Anyway, leave a like, subscribe, and peace.